I'm Major Vorlay. My first vlog type thing that I'm doing here. The reason I'm actually doing this is because there's something I'm very super excited about that I just heard about today. A little behind on the game here. I'm a huge Zelda fan, like phenomenally excited about this series. I've been playing it since I was like 8 years old, starting with Ocarina of Time. And then, of course, went backwards and played all of the SNES games and stuff because I was quite a little too young to remember those. So this new one, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is coming out for the Nintendo Switch, which was announced yesterday, it looks amazing. The graphics are, they're not the realistic ones, not like Twilight Princess, which is my personal favorite game. It's more dark toned and clearer, crisper. This is more Skyward Sword, fine, because it worked for the video. It worked for the game perfectly well, so it should work just fine this time as well. It's funny because Valiant, he's my fiance, and he's never really been interested in Zelda before. It's always been my thing, really. And he was watching the trailer with me, and he goes, wow, I think I actually might have to play this game, which is a big... You did a good job with the presentation, because he'll give anything a try, but he's very picky about what he really actually wants to play. So I'm just like, that's awesome. Really excited for this. March I'll be getting the Nintendo Switch. It's already on pre-order. Unfortunately, the game itself is actually at the moment unavailable, both the special edition and the master edition. That was interesting too. I was looking for the game on Amazon and I couldn't find it for the Switch. I could only find it for the Wii U, which I do not own because I'm not a fan of the motion stuff. I'm one of those old-fashioned, give me a controller and let me, watch the character move across the screen. I know a lot of people are really excited about, the motion sensor stuff, but it's just never been my thing. When I heard they were releasing one kind of along the lines of Xbox and PlayStation, I was like, yes! Because Nintendo has been my entire childhood. On pre-order. The two versions they have out, you couldn't find it for the Switch, and I couldn't figure out why. The listing wasn't even there. So we did some Google magic. It's being released in two separate editions. First is the Special Edition. Special Edition comes with the box set, which is, the game art itself, the one that you see on the case, with the background and all the information on it. Very bright, colorful pictures, very nice. Comes with a collector coin, like a Sheikah collector coin, with the soundtrack, which I'm a huge fan of. I love all the music in the Zelda series. I'm really glad they included that. It also comes with a map, like a map of the whole area for your, in a poster form, because I'm sure Valiant will add that to his nerd wall. I think that was it. The Master Edition, which is the second version, comes with all of that, plus a really cool Zelda memorabilia and the Master Sword in the pedestal statue. It's also $130 versus $99 for the Special Edition. I'm really excited about this game. It looks a lot darker than most Zelda games. Twilight Princess was darker in tone, definitely darker than most of the other ones. Death in there, and the whole Twilight thing was, that kind of lowered everybody's mood. But this one definitely looks darker. You have like Ganon, really menacing, even though we haven't even seen his face yet. I have to say that's really good. Whoever made that, they had a really good job doing that. It just looks really creepy. It's just you just see this purple mist kind of surrounding Hyrule Castle, and you're like, what the fuck is... The narrator's all the calamity that is Ganon, and you're like, oh shit. Of course it's Ganon, because he never dies, ever. You can tell just the scenery, all the woodland creatures, the grassy plains. Epona, I'm assuming that the horse's name is Epona. It's always Epona. So they did a really good job, and hopefully they don't let me down. It was a good presentation. I hope it doesn't suck. I hope it's not one of those things where the presentation looks amazing and then suddenly the game completely sucks. But I'm really excited to play this. Let me know if you are. If there's something that, maybe you had doubts about. For example, the voice acting really, really interested me, because they haven't really had voice acting in a Zelda game before, at least in my recollection. I read an interview on it, the guy who made it. I really am bad with names. I can't remember what his name is. But he said that in key moments where he really wanted to leave a big impression, that's when he added voice. That's cool. Link is still mute. I've never minded mute protagonists. They've never really bothered me. However, I'd much prefer it if they outright came out and said that the reason he is mute is not because they don't want to have a voice protagonist, but because he actually is legitimately mute. I've been waiting for that for a long time. The reason he gave for why Link it will be mute in this game, because if he were to state an opinion, essentially, and the player didn't like agree with what Link was saying, there would be a disconnect between the player and Link, which, I mean, I can see where he's coming from. I think that was him kind of just getting scared about trying to give Link a voice and giving a reason so that people wouldn't be like, yeah, fuck you. Hopefully it'll turn out well. I get, from what I understand, the whole game isn't voiced, it's just important moments, which works for it. The rest is text. I've always loved games where, like, you know, it's text-based and then the important scenes are all voiced. I mean, it looks like there's actual character development. You know, there was one where she's, like, crying in Link's arms and he's, like, you know, he, like, holds her. And just like, wow, look, development. And maybe, like, a legit love interest. Kind of like they did in Skyward Sword. Except maybe a little bit more. I'd like a little bit more relationship in that. Since it's been all over the board in every single Zelda game, it's always been different. Once they're like together, it's when it's like, I don't even know who you are. You're just here to like do my bidding. Twilight Princess. So we'll have to see how it works out. And you can bet your ass I'll be making my first impressions when I actually get to play it, along with a Let's Play in the fashion of my Mage Play series. So let me know what you think about it. You know, take a look at the video, drop a comment down there, and let me know what's going on. Otherwise, thanks for watching.